in the temple courts, he found people selling cattle, sheep, and doves, and other sitting at tables exchanging money. All right, so he walks into this situation in the temple, and as he walks in there, there's people in there selling cattle. All right, now you got to understand, there's people who come a long, long distance in order to celebrate the Passover, and so they may not be able to bring a sheep with them to sacrifice. They may not be able to bring a dove to sacrifice, and depending on how much money they had, could depend upon what they could afford as far as that. But the problem was, as they were in the temple area, it was the wrong place for them to be. And then there was another issue, and that was them exchanging money. So you come from out of town, you need to exchange money. And so the problem is, they're ripping people off. So instead of being fair, they're selling these sheep and these cattle and things like that at prices that are too high. So often we think of Jesus, we've studied Jesus, and we think about him, and it's the little, lammy, the little lammy. Everybody sees Jesus holding that little lammy around his shoulders, and we see this kind of sissy guy who plays with a lammy. But Jesus has this intense, passionate side to him as well. And so often people focus on that sissified side, and so as he's going in, as he's in there, it says he made a whip out of cords, and he drove all from the temple courts, both sheep and cattle, and to those who sold doves, he scattered the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. To those who sold doves, he said, "Get these out of here, stop turning my Father's house into a marketplace." And I can just like his face change. I can just see him walking in there, and he's like, I could just see him like half ready to freak out. He's like, "What? What are you doing?" And he just takes it, and he starts sending tables flying. He's sending the cattle flying out of the place, and there's cattle running through the temple area. And he's like going over, and he's letting the birds go, and they're flying away. And we see this Jesus who is crazed. We see this Jesus who is intense. And these ideas we've had of Jesus prior to this kind of all fly out the window. And you think, well, did he sin in this? No, he didn't sin in this. What if somebody were having a yard sale in my dad's living room? I think, what if somebody took advantage of my dad, and all of a sudden they set up a yard sale in my dad's living room, and I go over there? I got every right to flip out, to kick them out, to get them out of there. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You're not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your body. Your life is spent a lot. You spent a lot of time on this thing right here, don't you? And I know with this comes temptations. I know that the computer can be used for good, but I also know that it's destroying lives. And the first piece I think of is this right here. This is like the brains of it. This is where all the music is stored. And I know your generation is downloading illegally copied music and putting it in there. I know of kids who have illegally downloaded thousands of songs. Maybe need to get rid of it. It tells us if we got something that causes us to sin, if it's my hand, cut my hand off. I think it'd be better to throw that away than to cut your hand off. If that is your thing, if that's your thing where you are caught up in this whole Facebook thing and you're whooping on people, you know what? Maybe it's time to get rid of that part. And then to me, I'm a guy, so guys, I can relate to you. This is one of the most dangerous things in the world, I believe, for a guy. Because pornography is huge. And girls, you don't understand this, okay? I'm going to tell you, you don't understand how the man's mind works. If that's your problem, maybe I ought to gouge your eyes out. That sounds painful. You know what? If that's your problem, maybe you need to get rid of the monitor, guys. We've got it. We've got it. This stuff is the stuff that messes with us bad. It all starts right there. This little thing right here. A boat, a big, big boat, is steered by a rudder. A little thing underneath the boat. And it's that rudder that steers the boat to make it go where it goes. They should have called this thing the rudder of the computer, not the mouse, because this is the very thing that takes you to where you can steal music. It takes you to the place where you can trash your friends. It takes you to the place where you can destroy yourself on the inside. And let me tell you what, addictions, especially addictions to pornography for guys, I'm not kidding you, it's like a drug addiction.